Hey, ba-dum, bum. Welcome to a YouTube takeover. The American Alucard is taking over our channel. This usually happens a lot on YouTube. It doesn't seem to happen so much on pro wrestling. I notice other YouTube communities are a lot kinder and they have takeovers and co-hosts. In pro wrestling, everyone wants to be Vince McMahon. So the American Alucard, we just watched Stardom. American Alucard knows more about Stardom than I do. We have links down below to American Alucard's channels, but also we know getting access to events in Japan are difficult, so we found links to all the matches, or most of the matches, so you can see them down below after the review, and you can also check out American Alucard's reviews of other Stardom events, and you can also see me talk about, well, listen, because I don't do much video as much as American Alucard. You know, when you're not pretty, you go to that audio very quickly. I know a lot of people want to see me on video, but warning, the beast goes audio for a reason. But you can see me talk about the controversy. This is the first big show for Stardom since the controversy, and to me, overall, I don't know as much about Stardom as American Alucard does, hence why the takeover's happening. But I think what I do know of it, what I do watch of it, I just really, really enjoy. I just find the women's wrestling over there to be absolutely amazing. And it's not amazing like, oh, I'm going to hold it to a WWE Diva standard. Nothing like that. It's, I'm going to hold it to a standard of just pro wrestling. And I really enjoy Stardom. So please support KocoSports, like, comment, subscribe. But for this one, please check out American Alucard's channel. He has, let's see. Well, on this show, there's also a new champion because of that controversy. But American Alucard reviews video games, talks about video game culture, does a lot with pro wrestling, helps out the channel. We really appreciate that, American Alucard. And he also tests out food, which I never knew was a thing until American Alucard and Geeks Essentials started sending me videos, and they're like, I'm going to try rare Oreos. And I'm like, this is a thing? I guess it is. So American Alucard, unlike KocoSports, who's like, no, we have to stick with our programming or we go crazy, American Alucard did the smart thing and like made a channel to cover everything. So, American Alucard, I'm going to be tapping out. You are going to be taking over. This is the American Alucard YouTube Takeover Stardom, the highest 2015 review. A hot tag to you, sir.
All right, I'm taking that hot tag, and hey everyone, American Alucard, as Dave said, or Coco. This is Stardom, the highest, and like you said, this was, I would guess, like the biggest pay-per-view they've had since that whole At the Yakuza and Yoshiko incident. And they had a pay-per-view before. It was kind of, I want to say it was sort of like it was sort of like Fastlane, and this was more like a SummerSlam or something like that, because with that whole incident, they had to, of course, they had a hole where their champion was, and they had to fill that hole with a new red belt champion. The red belt is the highest belt that a Stardom women's wrestler can get in the company, and then below that is the white belt, which is more like the mid-card belt, and below that you have the high-speed belt, which is, I would say, it's a mix between their cruiserweight and their X division. It's more of that kind of belt, and then of course you have the tag team belt, and then final belts they have is the 6-woman tag belt, and they don't really defend that too often on pay-per-views. They mostly defend those 3 belts at the pay-per-views. But anyway, getting into the show, really overall very good show. It starts off at Yakuza comes out after her injury. She's recovered very nice. I think it's been like at least a half of a month, or maybe a whole month, and she's back to her usual form. She looks very nice, not just like in a sexual way, but like very healthy, very her face is healed nicely, and she gets in the ring. She's very respectful. She gets in the ring, takes her shoes off to show respect to the ring or whatever, and she starts talking in her regular voice. Like, if you don't know the story of at Yakuza, she plays the split personality very well. Like, her real name is, I think it's Yakuya. It's something with a Y. And when she's just like out and about, she's very humble, very low talking, and very sweet. But when she changes to act, she's very boastful, braggish. She's everything ODB should be in terms of that kind of a character. And she started talking, in the whole her original voice for a little bit, and saying that she loves the fans and everything like that. From what I get from the translation, and then all of a sudden she switches to acting and she says she's not a victim. She can't wait to get back to wrestling. And I think there was some part where she wants Yoshiko to come back to Stardom because she doesn't want Yoshiko to be banned from wrestling because she thinks she's a good competitor. So it's nice to see that probably next month or so we'll see At returning to in-ring competition in Stardom. So anyway, let's get into the first match, which was, forgive you for some of these names because they're kind of hard to pronounce for an American like me, which was Sunshine Kamen versus Momo Watanabe versus Yori Kato. Yuri Kato, she had the standout performance in this match. Like, when you see her, you think, she's kind of a nerdy schoolgirl, but she has arm bars just like Alberto Del Rio. She was going for those things like they were going out of style, and I think she probably could have won this match. Cayman, she's not bad, she's not good. She's enhancement talent. I think she's happy with that kind of role. Momo Watanabe, she's improving very much. Obviously since she had that match against Nene, she's come along. They really kick-started her in the butt to being a better wrestler. The end of the match comes with Momo hitting a, I don't know what you call this. It's like a running knees to the face on Sunrise, and getting the pinfall victory. But really, like I said, the standout performance in this whole thing, obviously Kato. She's like, wow, where did she come from? Then you get to the next match. Let me see. Kairio Yamanaha versus Chris Wolf. Chris Wolf, really love Chris Wolf's energy and like offense. There was a point in the match where she was just doing this barrage where she was like taunting and just using her speed and agility to mock and beat up Kari. But the end of the match comes with Kariel getting a pinfall victory with a reverse sunset flip. And you know what? I respect her, but I feel like that was the wrong decision. Chris Wolf, she's very popular with the crowd, and she wrestles damn good matches. And it just seems like Stardom is kind of killing her momentum, and I don't really get that. She should at least be in contention for at least the high speed championship or maybe the white belt. Maybe that might be too far, but from what happened in the next match, I don't know what. I'll get to it later. I'll get to her later. I might as well just skip ahead right now to the next match. The high speed championship, newly crowned champion Koguma versus Ryo Hazuki. Damn good match, especially when you consider that these two women I think both of them are under the age of 21, and they're putting on this damn solid match. Koguma has a lot of cool spots in here. Of course, the Cold Red or the Bear Bomb that she likes. I think she calls it the Bear Bomb. You've seen the Cold Red from Amazing Red. That's the Bear Bomb. She had like a second rope bear cutter. I know I'm using bear a lot, but her name's Koguma. She uses the bear sentiment. So, yeah, you kind of put two and two together. Bear KO, or I don't know how you would put it, but Ryo Hazuki, when I first saw Rio, she has this thing on Twitter where she says, "I want to be a diva." And I was thinking, yeah, you probably could. You're very attractive, but you kind of suck in the ring. Now she's more than overly qualified to not be a WWE diva because she's a damn good wrestler. And I said this before in another commentary. She gets the character of being a pretentious, not whiny, but what's what I'm looking for? I don't want to say Valley Girl. What's one I'm looking for? Like a blonde heel that's like wants every that thinks she deserves everything. That's the kind of style she's playing, and like her wrestling isn't that bad. I mean, in fact, like I said, it's very solid. But Koguma does end up getting the victory with a so they're fighting on the top on the second rope. Koguma slaps down Rio and then hits from the second rope, hits a cold red or bear bomb onto Rio and wins the match. So getting back to the whole Chris thing, Chris Wolf, I don't know where Koguma could go from here because maybe Momo, but that's still like a mismatch. I think they should start. They should have been building up Chris Wolf to have a decent match against Koguma because as much as I love Chris Wolf, it's not believable right now that if Chris Wolf were to beat Koguma, they could have a damn solid match, but it's kind of like, seeing into the future, you know the results of the match already. So work on that, Stardom. Build up for Chris Wolf, it'd be better. So anyway, again, this is the first match of a semifinal, which was kind of weird because like when you look at this poster on your screen or whatever, you're thinking, hey, it's going to be a four-way between Io Shirai, talk about that birds, Io Shirai, Takumi, Ira, Kari Hojo, and Cole. These Japanese names are killing me, bro. Killing me. Kariko Kamara. You're thinking, oh, it's gonna be a four-way. That's gonna be fucking awesome. That's an awesome main event. And then they tell you it's gonna be broken down to semifinals. It's like, okay, it got I would have liked the four-way, but the semifinal, two matches, and lean into one match, that's still pretty all right. So getting to the first semifinal match, which was Kairi Hojo versus Kamaro Chemical. Damn good match. The whole match was Kamara working on Kairi Hojo's arm. She kind of telegraphs the elbow thing, but the way this match ends is kind of it's a great, like I said, great match, but it has a bullshit ending. It kind of out Japans itself in a bit of a lack of terms. So Kimura hits her finisher, which is a running big boot, and she hits it, and then like Kairi Hojo sells it for like maybe less than half of a second or whatever, and rolls up Kamara, and just like, yeah, that's kind of bullshit. I expected Kairi Hojo to win because they had built this whole story of Kairi Hojo never getting a victory over Kamara, and can she overcome maybe one of her longtime rivals? So I'm not upset that she won. It's the way that she won. It would be like, I'm trying to think of a good actor, something to put it up against. Okay, a finisher. Okay. Here. It would be like if Brock Lesnar hit an F5 on somebody and they're down, and the guy just rolled them up with a schoolboy. You'd be like, that's bullshit, but still a great match. Just horrible ending. And you get into the next semifinal match, which was Io Shirai versus Takumi Iroha. I think I'm saying that correctly. Can we just talk about how great Takumi is? We already talked about how good Io Shirai is. I mean, we talked about that probably like 2 episodes ago or whatever. But Takumi, she deserves a lot of credit. She's like Cesaro with a vagina. I don't think I mean that disrespectfully or whatever. She's just like very strong, very hardworking, very solid in the match. She knows what she's doing. Like, for example, there was a point in the match where she kind of messed up on putting up a sharpshooter. Like, she bent down a little bit too far, but she was able to save that by going into like sort of like a bow and arrow type of submission. That just shows, like, even though she's very young, she has a lot of experience, and she knows what she's doing inside of that ring. And I could pretty much see her, in the future being a world heavyweight champion, or if she comes to America, she's definitely got gold coming around her waist at some point. This match was more about, I guess, putting over Takumi in sort of a loss. Io Shirai does end up winning the match with a moonsault press. So that, like I said, pretty good match. And then you get the 6-person elimination tag, which was kind of weird. Like, I'm gonna tell you the people that are involved, but Mayu Iwatani, again, these names are killing me, versus the Jojimi sisters, which were Dash, Shizuko, and Sandai Suzuko, versus the Odate, which is a group / faction. But representing Odate was Dragonita, Heidi Lovelace, and Hudson Envy. And before I get into the match, this was kind of weird because, like it says, it's an elimination match, but it's not like the typical elimination match. How you think, like, okay, submission or pinfall. No, this was submission, pinfall, or you can get eliminated by getting thrown over the top rope. So it was more like a Royal Rumble elimination type of match, but you can still eliminate somebody with a pinfall or something. So it was kind of weird seeing that for the first time or whatever. So let me talk to you about Heidi Lovelace and Hudson Envy. I think this was their last pay-per-view show on Stardom before they came back to America, and did they they really had standout performances their whole time in Stardom, especially Hudson Envy. I did not know who Hudson Envy was until I saw her on Stardom, and this is one of the things, like, I'm a bigger fan of her career now. Like, I'm looking forward to what she does in the future. Heidi Lovelace, I was kind of lukewarm, but seeing her now in Stardom or whatever, it shows that she has range, and obviously she's added a few moves into her repertoire. Dragonita, I was kind of not really sold on Dragonita, mainly because she's in a heel type of fashion or whatever, and when you first see her, she's very humble and sweet, and you think, she can't be, a good heel. Boy, was I wrong. She does heel tactics very good, and not only that, she's a damn good luchador. But the problem with this match was Mayu had already defeated Odate, and the whole reason they're having this thing is because at Yakuza, who's the leader of Odate, defeated Mayu for the white belt because of interference from Odate. So they had this match, I think, like 2 months ago, which was Mayu, Takumi Ira, and Sarah Rise versus the same members, Dragonita, Heidi, and Hudson. Or was it Hudson? I think it was Hudson. Was it? Well, anyway. Was it? Anyway. But Mayu had already defeated them with those partners, and now with this match, it's like, okay, Mayu she already beat you up with her, her group or whatever. Now she's calling in ringers that are just as tough, if not tougher, because the Jojimi sisters, they have more time as a tag team, so they're more polished. So it's just like, it's like overkill. It's like beating up somebody and then coming back the next day to beat them up with somebody else, with help. Let's get into the eliminations. First elimination, which was Sazuko eliminating Dragon Eater via a frog splash, and then Hudson Envy eliminated Shazuko via a big boot to over the top rope. Then you had Mayu eliminating Envy with a drop kick over the top rope. Lovelace eliminated Shizuko with a big boot because both of them, Envy and Suzuko, they were like fighting on the apron, so they got both kicked up at around the same time. So they just left Mayu versus Heidi Lovelace. The match ends with Mayu hitting a reverse Hurricanrana on Heidi Lovelace and getting the pinfall. And then you get the final match, which was the battle for the red belt, the top belt, which was between Io Shirai and Kairi Hojo. In this match, Loshiri, I know, like, I don't think a lot of you have been to Kairi Hall. I think the only person that's, I'll probably talk to right now, unless you live in Japan, is Dave. In the Korakuen Hall, there's a point in the match where Io Shirai leads Kairi Hojo up to the top of the stands, and she knocks her down and gets on the top one, like I wouldn't say rafters, but it's like a tunnel. She gets on top of a tunnel where I guess you pay for your ticket, come up and get into the Korakuen Hall. Io Shirai gets on top of that and does a moonsault to a standing Kairi Hojo on steps, mind you, on steps. So Kairi Hojo, Io Shirai pulling out all the stops for the fans in the match, because if she would have landed incorrectly, that would have been. You got to think about how all these steps are. One wrong step, she could severely injure herself and everything like that. And I would hate to see that. I think she's only done that spot like twice. I like seeing it, but I, as a fan of hers, I would really not want her to do that anymore, except for, I guess, maybe like American television, and she's going for like the top belt in that promotion, whether it's WWE or TNA or whatever. Just don't want to see something happen where she just completely injures her leg for the rest of her life, because I actually really love Lord Io Shirai's wrestling ability. But anyway, the whole match was pretty much working on each other's injuries from the past matches. Io Shirai, who was pretty much injured from Takumi attacking her lower back and her legs, and Kairi Hojo was injured from Kimura injuring her, pretty much her go-to weapon in the match, her elbow. And they kept working on each other's injuries, but at the end of the match, it comes with, I think Kairi Hojo counters a powerbomb or so. Was it a powerbomb? I think it was, a powerbomb. Counters that into a Alabama slammer, and then hits two diving elbows, one to Io Shirai's back to soften her up, and another one to her stomach to, by the way, not Io Shirai, but Kairi Hojo, best elbow drops in professional wrestling, hands down. I don't think there's anybody that can question me on that one. I think about who off those elbow drops. Let's see. Jay Lethal. No. I don't know who's another person that throws decent elbow drops. Eric Young. Compared it. No. Kairi Hojo, definitely. She has the best elbow drop in professional wrestling as a whole. So anyway, she drops the second elbow and gets the pinfall victory over Io Shirai to become the 5th champion in Stardom history for the red belt. And at the end of the thing, where everybody's celebrating, except for I think most of the Odate members, they're all celebrating at Yokozuka Yasuwa, who has been sitting ringside, I think on commentary, or no, she was not on commentary, but next to the owner of Stardom or whatever. She was sitting like on that side or whatever, watching all the matches. She gets in the ring and she starts to hug Kairi Hojo, but then just all of a sudden she just snaps and starts. Well, she doesn't beat her up. She just like hits like 2, 3, I think like yeah 3 good forearms to Kairi Hojo and just leaves in a pit of rage. And really love that out of at even though she suffered that brutal injury, she still continues to carry on her same character and demeanor. Just because she got an injury, she wasn't trying to drum up sympathy or I guess you get that from a lot of American wrestling where a face, not a face, but a heel gets injured and it's like, oh, feel sorry for them. Oh, they're bad. Now there's out of their face. No, they're still that same douchebag, and it's nice to see that she continues that same character into her style. So I guess pretty much, I wouldn't say it shouldn't happen next Stardom pay-per-view, but I can see later on down the road at the Azuka versus Kairi Hojo for the red belt, which is it has a little bit of storyline behind it because if you think about it, if you watching Stardom, Act, who won the white belt from Mayu, the only reason he had the opportunity to win the white belt is because Kairi Hojo suffered a concussion and she was out of action for a whole entire month. And during that match, they had these shots where Kairi Hojo's like looking very sad and like she felt like she missed the opportunity to get a singles title. But now with a shoe on the other foot, Kairi Hojo stepped up to a big opportunity and won the top belt in her promotion. So I can see that working out. Now I do wonder next month if they'll have a tournament like this for the white belt, because that I don't know where that belt's been missing in action ever since ever since the Yakuza incident. So it's gonna be interesting to see who they put that white belt on, because they have a lot of very talented wrestlers there, especially with the women they have coming in. I think they have Nikki Storm coming in next month, or she should be coming in soon. You have Starfire from I think CPLL or AAA. I forgot which one she works for. And you have another woman. I forgot her name, but I've seen her before. So it's a great crop of talent coming in, and they already have a great crop of talent there already. So I can't wait for that. Let me check the comments to see if anybody's listening or whatever. Not really. So I think that's pretty much it. If you guys have been watching Stardom or whatever.
Hey, thank you very much. Hey, we have a comment from Facebook. I put it in the chat just so you can see it right. It's from Rico.
Okay, I see. Do you think any of these women will come to team and would they hang? I think you need to reverse that question. Would the American wrestlers be able to hang with these women, especially like Io Shirai? I know Koga, these names, Kamara. I know she's coming to Shimmer sometime soon, but Shimmer, that's not really like a promotion. I guess it all depends. Like if Stardom wants to do like a cross promotion, maybe with TNA, that would work. Or if let's just say, who's the biggest star out of all of them? Let's just say if Io Shirai just says, I'm tired of being in Japan. I want to take my success and my talents somewhere else, like United States. I can see her working for WWE and now, or TNA or whatever. It just all depends on what they want to do with their careers, because each one of these women, they have the talent to go to America and be, some kind of champion. I've got to mention about Kairi Hojo. Her offense is completely whacked out of her mind. I said that last video, but it's like you see it and you're like, that's very awkward, but you love it at the same time. Especially like she does this little soldier march into a spear. It's just like you're cutely weird, but it also makes her stand out from the others. Let's see, that really answered the question. I think the best thing I can say is I hope so, especially like the top women here. I mean, you gotta think about also most of, well, not most of them, but all of these women are young. I think Io Shirai, she's the youngest. I mean, she's the oldest, and she's only 26. So, what do like most women who sign to WWE, they sign around like what 25? I know Paige signed 19 or whatever, but that's a pretty good age. I know Kamara, she probably might not sign because she's going into the later stages of her career. She's not really. I don't know if she's really signed to Stardom. I know Nanae Takahashi, who wasn't there because she had surgery on her ankle, but she signed and she's like I want to say she's been wrestling in Japan for a while, and that's one of those women I see like I think like how didn't she get a contract? Because she's very talented, but I don't know if it's just like a bubble against Japanese women's wrestlers to where they don't really want to bring them in unless they're like big hulking monsters and like freaks of nature like Bull Bull Nagato was. I don't know what it is. It just seems like who was the last promotion they brought in a Joshi? I think it was TNA, and they brought in Hamada, and Hamada's run was it was lukewarm. I mean, you look at Hamada now, you're thinking, wow, this woman didn't hold at least the Knockouts title. It's just like I don't know what it is. Like maybe it's a bubble or Japanese women don't see. Well, no, that's not it because Rio, like I said, her Twitter is I want to be a WWE diva, so obviously she knows about WWE, and that's one of her dreams. So I don't know what it is. Maybe it's not pursuing the dream. I don't get it. Hopefully, like I said, I hope one of them makes it over here to American television. I think that's pretty much it. Coco?
Sorry about that. I was wrestling baby Leo. So, as far as the women go, I think in ring wise, they are by far ready for WWE and TNA. If you watch any of the links down below, if you watch any of Stardom, you'll see that they're just a million times better than the people in the ring. And I've had this debate with TNA people. They're like, they're not as good as the Knockouts. They're too stiff. And I'm just like, really? That's what you're fucking critiquing them on? That's insane. I think it's a race problem, but even bigger than a race problem will probably be the language problem. And I've got to talk to a couple of the Japanese female wrestlers, and I don't want to like throw names under the bus just because I don't want to ruin their chances. Not that fucking I'm being delusional now. I just don't want to fucking put them in a weird spot. But a lot of them, including the men, but especially the women, just fear being embarrassed. Just because here they just respect the sport of pro wrestling. They're athletes. They bust their ass. They try. And it's just a night and day difference. And there's a lot of men and a lot of women that went overseas and were treated horribly by WWE and TNA. Just horribly. So, Kenta is groundbreaking. Muto is groundbreaking. These guys, you're taking a huge risk by going there. And not only that, but at the same time, you have the Okada situation where, and even Kana, you have a situation where, like, no, I'm going to make Japan on the map. I'm not going to fucking go and, listen to them, because I'm misquoting Okada's Japanese. But basically he said, everyone said I'm a small fish a big fish in a small pond. Don't you want to swim in the WWE ocean? And he's like, if I'm a big fish in a small pond, I'm just going to make this, fucking pond bigger. You know what I mean? So I think a lot of them have that, and there's a huge risk. A lot of these girls are celebrities. A lot of these girls are considered athletes. To what? To be made fun of? To fucking be called racial slurs? To be forgotten about? you know, and it really is that bad. And I don't know if it's because it's a language barrier. I have a business in Russia. I have a business in China. I live in Japan. I have a business in Japan. So, like, to me, someone speaking a different language doesn't stop our relationship. Someone speaking a different language doesn't stop us from working together. That's why you fucking have translators. You know what I mean? I don't know any. You know, I run a company in Russia. I run a company in China. I run a company in Japan. Fucking those languages are absolutely horrible. But like it's weird because I notice, especially North America, but especially Americans. I don't mean to pick on my home country, you know, but as soon as someone goes, "Oh, you can't speak English," you're dumb and not talented. You know, I have a friend, Japan, who basically runs my Japanese businesses for me now because my health is horrible. And he hates my American friends because his English is broken, and they just assume he's dumb. And he's like, no, I fucking run these companies. I'll beat the fucking piss out of you. Just because I speak a different language doesn't mean you can fucking run all over me. And the same thing with my Russian friends and Chinese friends. And I just think it's a big risk for these women to make the jump. You know,
Well, it was up to you. Who would you like? Who would you want to see go to TNA and WWE? Like, one woman, per company, out of the Stardom.
I'd probably say probably Hojo. I think she's one of the best. But I'm gonna be completely honest.
Yeah.
The whole fucking roster.
Yeah.
I mean, you put the worst. I'm being a little sarcastic, but not really. Like you would really have to fucking bust my balls. I'm being sarcastic, but at the same time, I'm not. You know where I'm coming from?
Yeah, I could see Koguma as Divas champion right now. If she came in and beat Nikki Bella, you'd be like, okay, that seems legit.
Yeah, I honestly think when it comes to Nikki Bella, because she has the belt, she's on top, she's the face of the women's wrestling in WWE.
Yeah.
I think the worst person on Stardom is a better wrestler than Nikki Bella. And, people might be like, oh, you're just saying. No, I fucking believe that. If you're going off in-ring skills, just go for it. And I'm getting a comment in Google like, oh, sometimes in Japan they botch. Yeah, but here's the thing about a botch in Japan and a botch from a pro wrestler and a botch from a sports entertainer. A botch from a pro wrestler or pro wrestler, they'll fucking choke you out or kick the living shit out of you. Where a botch for women in America, they just freeze and don't know what to do. And yeah, they don't have the perfect, boring ass, no botch spot matches. That's fucking, and I'm not even entertained by that. I think as a wrestler, you have to take chances. But yeah, I think the worst woman on Stardom fucking chokes Nikki Bella out. Shoot or not shoot. You know what I mean? I don't think there's anyone. All Nikki Bella's got going for her is she's tall. That's it. After that, she doesn't have much going for her. Obviously, speaking English, looking like a plastic Barbie doll, sleeping with the right people. She's got that going for her. But at the same time, be a star. Is that really a fucking role model?
Yeah. What do you feel about Stardom? They're bringing in like American talent. Obviously, they brought in Heidi Lovelace and Hudson Envy, who I've become, like I said, a huge fan of, and now they're bringing in Nikki Storm. So that's only going to get better from there. But I hope Stardom, they allow the talent to go both ways. With either maybe a TNA. I think that's the only.
The problem with TNA is, and I'm just telling you from what Japanese blogs say and Japanese athletes say, they're either completely fucking stupid how to interact with someone overseas, or they're racist. There's no fucking in-between. None. And that's a huge problem. And I know a lot of video game culture people and a lot of people that, love Japan that don't live here. Sometimes they don't know calling a Japanese person a Jap is racist. But if you're running a goddamn business and have a talent exchange with the biggest Japanese company in the world, and you call their two biggest stars Japs because you refuse to fucking remember their names, they might not complain, but they're gonna tell they're gonna tell their media, they're gonna tell their home, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Matter of fact, Wrestle One had to do like damage control a lot. They had to just do a lot of damage control for TNA. And I don't know, and that's the thing, maybe Dixie Carter doesn't know. Maybe Dixie Carter doesn't even know her employees did this. You know what I mean? That's a possibility. Dixie Carter's run. But when you have a country full of great athletes and you refuse to remember their names, and I understand, like, Stardom, hard to pronounce, that, but if one girl goes to your company, remember her name, or one guy, remember their name, you know what I mean? And it's just absolutely crazy. I mean, just how people treat people just because they don't speak English. And not only that, but this is where managers should come from. This is how managers should be done. Just, you know, you have 1,000 fucking guys that can grab the mic and talk. Have one of those managers manage these females. You know, it would be absolutely amazing. All right, let's wrap this up because Baby Leo's coming in. Hey! Baby Leo, say hello? Hey. Yeah? American Alucard's taking over the channel. Oh, he wants to show me he got a Koopa stamp on Mario. You want to tell everyone? Say, I got Koopa stamp! All right, let's wrap this up, sir. Tell them where, KocoSports.net, and tell them where they can find you, sir.
The American Alucard on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. It's still, oh shit. Did my mic cut out?
No, I'm here. I just had to go see Koopa.
Oh.
So, no, I appreciate you doing the takeover. Hopefully people enjoyed it, and hopefully we can do stuff like this again. So, really appreciate it. Boom, boom, boom. All right. So, yeah, please check out American Alucard channel. Check it out on Twitter. And American Alucard, you're always welcome here. You're part of the Internet Infantry family. And hopefully this is a success. I don't know. You know, it's very risky covering stuff that's not WWE, you know, but I hope with the links down below and your knowledge, people could see Stardom. Because Stardom made a lot of headlines for all the wrong reasons. And hopefully now they'll make headlines for the right reasons. Alright, so please, like, comment, subscribe, check out American Alucard channel. American Alucard, from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much. And with that, I am over. Boom, 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 boom.